welcome to Barre with Mary. Today is a barre for beginners class. So this is a perfect first class if you've never tried barre before. If you have tried barre before and you're like, what are they talking about? This is a fantastic class for that. Or if you're coming back from an injury, from being pregnant, from just not having worked out in a while, I love that you started here. For equipment, we are going to be using a set of light weights today. So when I say light weights, I mean 2 or 3 pounds. I have 2-pound weights with me today. If you don't have that weights, no worries. You can absolutely use cans of beans or fill up a couple water bottles and they will stand in beautifully. I'm going to set my weights off to the side, just so they're out of the way to start, because we don't need them till later. And we are going to start class with a little chat about spinal alignment, which will then take us into our warm-up. Okay, so come on up to the top of your mat, find your feet in parallel, and take a moment here and just stand tall. Take a little soft bend in the knees so you're not locking out. Relax your shoulders. Take a deep breath. There is nothing to be nervous about. You are at home. You are ready. You are taking a chance on something new, and I am so proud of you. So when we talk about spinal alignment, which will come up a lot in today's class, what I am talking about is the natural curves of your spine. So you have 3 natural curves to your spine, okay? So you start up here at the neck, and you'll see it curves inward just slightly, right? Then we come down to the upper back and the rib cage, which is going to curve slightly outward. We come down to the low back, which is going to curve slightly inward. And then it finishes with that curvature out at the very base of the spine. Okay, so when you are in this nice neutral spine alignment, you have those 3 natural curves to your spine. Your ears are stacked over your shoulders are stacked over your ribs are stacked over your hips, and your hips are stacked over the center of your feet. So I want to challenge you to maintain this position as we come into a squat. So let your hands just come to your hips so they're out of your way. Hinge your torso forward without changing anything about the way your spine is shaped. Now notice as you hinge your torso forward, the weight came back into the heels. I want you to exaggerate that. Take your weight back even more into the heels. You'll feel a little stretch in your hamstrings. And then from there, bend your knees, and ta-da, you're in a squat. Bring your hands to your heart and just hold right here. Notice if because you bend forward, you let the rib cage flare open. Really keep your ribs knitting together and hug your abdominals back so that we're really long. We're not arching the low back. Now from here, push into your heels, stand all the way up to that position you started in, and then come right back down to your squat. You've got it. Stand and squat. Rise and lower. So here we transitioned into our warm-up. Really simple, stand and squat. So we start to elevate the heart rate. We start to kind of shake off whatever happened before this and just bring our focus here to these 45 minutes where it's just you and me. Work it out together. We've got this. Now as you stand, push into your heels. And as you squat, really think about reaching your hips back so that we're not jutting our knees forward. 4 more times. 4, 3, 2. Last time I want you to stay low in your squat. Shift your hips back. Double check those 3 natural curves of your spine. The back of the head is pressing up. The ribs are knitting together. The abdominals are strong. Now I just want you to pulse your hips down and down and down. So when we say pulse in a barre class, it's a really small movement. It's just about 1 inch presses down with your hips. Little down, little down. So I'm hoping you feel some heat starting to build into your quadriceps, into your glutes, into your hamstrings. You're here for 8, 7, 6, 5. You're here for 4, 3, 2. We're going to inhale, stand all the way up, reach your arms up to the ceiling. Then as you exhale, melt forward, keeping the legs straight, you come into a forward fold stretch. Now, if you prefer bending your knees here, I'd love for you to do that. Take a moment and just relax your head and neck. I'm not doing anything you need to see right now, so let your head be heavy. Feel how your shoulders can relax here, your face can relax. Take a big breath in. And a big breath out. Now bend your knees enough that you can plant your hands firmly on the mat. Step your feet back. We're coming into a downward dog. So hips are reaching up and back. Heels are reaching down towards the mat. We're pressing our palms into the mat as we reach our heart back towards our thighs. And again, maybe you want to bend one knee and then the other, kind of swaying the hips. Notice if you took some tension into your neck, try to let it go. I promise I'm not doing anything fun or funny or interesting right now. I'm just doing a downward dog. One more big breath in here. And as you exhale, drop your knees down to the mat. Bring your big toes together to touch. Walk your knees wide, and we're going to shift our hips back into a child's pose. Don't get too comfy though, because we're going to rock our hips forward, coming into a modified high plank, shoulder stack over the wrists. Shift your hips back, coming into a child's pose. Shift your hips forward, coming into a modified plank. Keep going like that at your pace. So as we shift the hips back, we get a nice stretch for the upper back, a nice opening into the hips and the inner thighs. As we shift ourselves forward, we stack our shoulders over our wrists, and we feel our abdominals engage. 2 more times here. Inhale, shift forward, high plank. Exhale, shift back, child's pose. Last time all the way through, we come to that modified high plank. We shift back, child's pose, and now I want you to come forward to that modified high plank and hold it. Walk your knees in now so they're parallel rather than big toes together and knees wide. The knees are still tapped down onto the mat, but maybe we tuck our toes under to make it a little more challenging. Spread your fingers wide and check in again. The 3 natural curves of your spine are there. The back of your head is pressing up to the ceiling. Your ribs are knitting in. Your shoulders are spreading wide. And we're not squeezing our glutes here. The glutes are relaxed and the abdominals are working to maintain that natural curve of your low back. Take an inhale. As you exhale, extend just your left leg straight, pushing back to the left heel. Feel how the left side obliques hug in and up to keep your pelvis from opening to the left. Drop your left knee down, inhale. Exhale, switch, extend the right leg straight, push back to the right heel. Hug the right side of the waist in and up. Soften through the shoulders, big breath here. Exhale, let the right knee tap down to the mat. Now you're welcome to stay right here, or maybe on your next exhale, both knees lift and we hold a plank. Wherever you are, knees down or knees up, we're holding for 4, 3, 2, tap the knees down, find a child's pose, and this time you get to stay there. Forehead melts down into the mat. Hips release towards the heels. Try to melt yourself down here. Big breath in. And out. Walk your hands back so you come up to a seated position. We're going to swing our legs out in front of us to come up into this upright seated position for some abdominal work. So what I want you to find is you're extending your legs out in front of you. Now I have 2 options for you. You can keep a slight bend in your knees, or you can extend your legs all the way straight. If you have a lot of hamstring flexibility, this is probably going to feel better. If you don't, knees bent is probably going to feel better. So I'm going to come to a straight leg position because I do have a lot of hamstring flexibility. We're going to sit tall here, and we're going to reach our arms forward. So again, thinking about the 3 natural curves of your spine. I told you it's going to keep coming back to haunt you today. So think about the alignment you found when you were standing. Ears over shoulders, shoulders over ribs, ribs over hips. So a lot of times in this position, people like to slouch backward like this as I'm demonstrating. Rather than slouching back here, I want you to push through your sitting bones and reach the crown of the head up. So we're as long as we can be through the spine. Take a breath in here. Now, as you exhale, I'm going to have you change the shape of your spine. So I want you to round through your low back and start to roll back towards the mat just halfway. Now, as you inhale, reverse that roll, coming upright with the chest, reaching the sitting bones down, and again, reaching the crown of the head up for a nice long spine. So you exhale, roll back, scooping and rounding through the low back, and you inhale, sit tall. Keep going just like that. This is called a half roll back. So exactly what the name implies, it's almost as if you're gonna roll all the way down to the mat, but we change our mind halfway down. So as you come back, you'll notice you're losing that curvature of your low spine. We're reversing the curve, we're making it rounded at the low spine. That is totally fine, and that is actually what I'm looking for you to do here in order to come into some abdominal work. So you feel your pelvis, your hips, start to roll up towards your belly button. As you roll your pelvis up, you scoop and start to round back. 2 more times. Inhale, sitting tall. Exhale, rolling back. Last one. Inhale, sit tall. And as you exhale, roll back, I'm going to challenge you to hold it right there. And I'm hoping you feel your abdominals working to hold you in place. Now really push your sacrum into the mat. That's the lowest part of your spine. I want you to press it down into the mat. Now feel how your pubic bone can kind of round up towards your belly button, and you'll feel your abdominals activate even more. From here, just a little pulse, little reach, little reach, little reach, little reach. So we're just pulsing our heart up 1 inch, little reach, little reach. If this is too intense with your arms reaching forward, you can hold on behind your thighs at any point for a little bit more support. Little reach, little reach. Go 8 more, 7 more. You have 4 more here, go 4, 3, 2, hold it right there. Take a big breath in. As you exhale 1 more time, push your sacrum down into the mat and feel your pubic bone rounding up towards your belly button. This should start to feel a little more challenging, right? Now bring your hands together to touch and bring your thumbs to touch the center of your sternum, the center of your chest. We're gonna keep our thumbs touching the center of our chest as we inhale. Now as you exhale, thumbs stay touching, we twist just slightly towards the left. Inhale, come back to center. Thumbs stay touching. Exhale, twist slightly towards the right. Come back to center. Keep going like that. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, center. So the reason I have you touching your thumbs to your chest is because oftentimes in this position, we like to twist just our shoulders rather than twisting through the abdominals, which is really the goal here, right? So if your thumbs are touching your chest, you don't have the option to just twist your shoulders. You have to twist right around your rib cage, which is where I want you twisting. You feel your ribs rotate to the left, come back to center. They rotate the right, come back to center. And that way, if you rotate from the ribs, you are working your oblique muscles, which are the muscles that allow you to twist. And they are 2 of the 4 layers of your abdominal wall. 2 more times, you've got it. Exhale, twist left. Inhale, center. Last time you exhale, twist right. Now hold at center. You can stay right here, or you can reach your arms forward 1 more time. Now again, push your sacrum down, scoop your pubic bone up. You can stay right here for your hold, or if you're looking for a little bit more challenge, you're gonna float your arms up so your biceps come closer to your ears. Now with your arms lifted, you're asking much more work out of your abdominals. So maybe you find that you get a little shake. I have a little shake going. That's okay, just keep breathing through it. Keep softening your shoulders and keep focusing on hugging your abdominals in and scooping your pelvis up towards your rib cage. Hold right here for 4, 3, 2, lay all the way back on your back, bend your knees, and plant your feet. Now come back into that neutral spine position, okay? So the head is resting down into the mat, your rib cage is resting down into the mat, and your pelvis is resting down into the mat. We have a little bit of space under our low back and a little bit of space under our neck. So from here, I want you to really push your heels down into the mat, and as you do that, you're gonna feel how your glutes, your seat, starts to activate. Push your heels down, squeeze your seat, and lift your seat to hover off of the mat. And then inhale, release it back down, relax the muscles of your seat. Just like that, squeeze the seat, lift, relax the seat, lower. Squeeze the seat to lift, and relax it to lower. So we're coming now into the glute-focused portion of our class. So we did our warm-up, We did our abdominal focus section, and now we're going to transition into glutes and hamstrings. So I want you to take the information that you built during your warm-up and during your abdominal work and use it here. So as we lift our hips off of the ground, I want you to double check that you're not allowing your rib cage to flare open. You're not allowing your low back to arch. We're staying in a neutral spine. We're staying strong in our abdominals. We're just squeezing the glutes and relaxing them. 3 more times like that. 2 more times. Last time before things change. Now lower your hips down to the mat and hold them there. Lift just your left heel off of the mat so you're up on the tippy toes of your left foot. Push more weight into your right heel, and again, squeeze your glutes, lift. Relax them to lower. Squeeze and lift. Relax and lower. So now we're transitioning from 2-leg work to a little bit more focused seat work for your right side. So now you'll feel the work into your right glutes, into your right hamstrings. Your hamstrings are the muscles that line the backside of your upper thigh. They insert at the very base of the seat. They're really crucial for both pelvis and knee stability. So we want to make sure we have both front body and back body equally strong here. So we'll work the quadriceps, the front of the thighs, a little later in class. Right now it's all about the back of the thighs and the glutes. 3 more. 2 more. This time I want you to lift up to that low bridge, and I want you to stay right there. Now shift all of your weight into your right foot. So your right heel is taking the majority of the weight here. Take a breath in. As you exhale, you're going to lift your left leg up, finding your balance, finding a tabletop position. And then you're going to inhale, tap your left toes back down to the mat. Exhale, lift to a hover. Inhale, you lower. Your arms are pressing into the mat to help you maintain balance. As you lift your left leg up, I'm going to challenge you. Do not let your hips drop down towards the floor, okay? Hold your position in space by really squeezing your right glutes. Squeeze, lift the left leg up. Inhale, lower. 3 more like that. 2 more. Now I want you to lift the left leg and I want you to hold it there. You can do this. Drive your right heel down into the mat. Continue to hug your abdominals in, and like a little bicycle, you're going to kick your left leg towards straight. You're going to lower it down, and you're going to pull your left knee back to where you started. It goes straight up, lower down, knee to chest. Kick it up, lower down, knee to chest. Now, why are we doing this? To be honest with you, I'm just trying to distract you from the hold in your right leg. Is it working? So as your left leg is moving, try to keep your right leg totally still. Drive into the right heel. Feel your right glute really active. You have 2 more and your holds. Last little bicycle motion. Kick it up, lower down, pull it in, stay right there. Relax the toes of your right foot. Push into your right heel, and then maybe you want to stretch your left leg up towards the ceiling, towards straight. Breathe right here, shoulders relaxed. Right glute is working. You hold here 4, 3, 2, lower down, bending the left knee and planting the left foot. We're going to go right away into the other side. Push your heels into the mat. Relax, finding your neutral spine. Now squeeze your glutes. Lift to the low bridge. Both feet are pressing into the mat. Relax the glutes and lower them back down a little faster. Go, squeeze, release, squeeze, release. So again, starting with both feet down, and you'll feel a pretty good imbalance between the 2 sides of your seat. Hopefully, right? That's the idea. But notice if you can kind of reset yourself and get yourself pumped up for the second side. So you continue to relax your head down into the mat. Your shoulders are down into the mat. The backside of your ribs is down into the mat. And then remember, we're not arching the back to lift the seat. We're squeezing the seat and releasing it. Go 3 more. 2 more. Last one. Hold the down left foot stays like it is. Lift just your right heel off of the mat so you're up on the right toes. From here, push your left heel onto the mat, squeeze the seat, lift, low bridge, relax the seat lower. We'll go a little bit faster. Squeeze, release, lift, and lower. So the reason I keep talking about the squeeze of your seat is because that is how you find the activation and the work into the glutes here rather than into the low back. So we're maintaining a neutral spine. We're just squeezing the seat to lift the seat up and down rather than arching and releasing in the low back. That's gonna really not feel great on your low back, and it's not really the work you're looking to achieve here either. We have 4 more times. Go 4, 3, 2. This time you're gonna squeeze the seat and hold the seat lifted. Shift all of your weight into your left foot. Take an inhale. As you exhale, find your balance. Lift your right leg up to that tabletop position, hovering it off the mat. Inhale, tap it back down to the floor. You've got it. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. You can really press your arms down into the mat here to help maintain your balance. Now again, the challenge is to not let your hips drop down as you lift the left leg off the floor. And the way to do that is by really squeezing your right glute, pushing down through your right heel. 3 more times. 2 more times. Last time, you're gonna hold that lift. You know what's coming, you're almost there. Really squeeze into the left glute. Now extend your right leg towards straight. Lower it down halfway, pull the knee to the chest. So it's this little pedaling motion. Kick it straight, lower down, pull it in. Kick it straight, lower down, pull it in. Now all of this movement that's happening on the right leg is just to challenge your left side to hold this position with even more strength. Drive down into your left heel, relax your left toes, squeeze your left glute. 3 more. Up, down, pull it in. 2 more. Kick it straight, lower down, pull it in. Last time, you've got it. Kick it straight, lower down, hold it right there. Yes. Now drive down into the left foot. You can stay where you are, or you can stretch your right leg towards straight for a little bit more challenge. Squeeze the left glute. Hold 4, 3, 2, lower everything down, and now you get to hug your knees into your chest and take a gentle rock from side to side. Whew, you are done with your seat and hamstring work. Big breath in, and a big breath out. Now from here, you're gonna find your way towards standing. So I'm going to go through a downward dog, rocking myself up to seated, planting the hands, stepping the legs back, and lifting the hips high. Downward dog. Pause here in the downward dog to stretch out your hamstrings, to stretch out your glutes. Let's take 3 big breaths in this downward dog. Inhale. And exhale. Again, breathe in. And out. Last time, inhale. Exhale. Bend your knees and walk your hands back to your feet. Grab your weights. Take one weight into either hand. You're still bent over your legs. Push your heels into the mat. Let your head be heavy, tucking your chin to your chest. And then very slowly, 1 vertebrae at a time, with your weights in either hand, we're going to slowly roll ourselves all the way up to stand. Spin to face me with your weights. Now we're going to come into some isolated arm work here. So really simple to start. I just want you to find some bicep curls. So palms are facing me. We curl the weights in and we extend them long. Go a little faster. In and out. Go in and out. Keep going with these bicep curls. And then think back to the very beginning of class. Feet are in parallel. Knees have a little soft bend to them so we're not locking out. Ears are over shoulders. Shoulders are over the ribs. Ribs are over the hips. And then hips are over the center of the feet. So I keep mentioning that one Because oftentimes when we come to stand, a lot of us shift our weight back into our heels. So if you feel comfortable closing your eyes here, you'll notice if all of the weight is into the back of the feet. Try to shift equal weight between the front and back of the feet. It might almost feel like you're falling forward a little bit if you're accustomed to leaning back, but really try to find that foundation so that we're not spending all day walking with our weight shifted backward, right? Whenever you feel ready, you can open your eyes. And we're gonna keep going these bicep curls. You're just gonna spin your palms to face each other. So now it's a hammer curl. Your thumb is coming in toward your shoulder. We continue to stand tall here, relaxing through the shoulders. Now bar arm work, the idea is we use light weights and we do high repetition. So we're gonna flow from one thing to the next to the next. My goal for you is that you keep going with the movement, even if you have to set the weights down. I really don't care if you do this without weights. 4 more, go, 4, 3, 2. I want you to stop at 90 degrees. Float your elbows up and squeeze them right back down. So like little bird wings, we lift, we squeeze. So the arms are rotating to face the mat and then rotating to face each other. As you lift the elbows up, feel your shoulders soften down your back so that we're not lifting the shoulders up as well. As we glide the arms out, your shoulder blades should squeeze towards one another. And as we lower the elbows down, your shoulder blades are squeezing wide. 3 more times, we lift, we lower. 2 more, lift, and lower. Now this time I want you to lift up, hold it. You're gonna extend both arms toward me, and then come back to that row position. Arms reach out, and arms squeeze back. So as we extend the arms forward, double check you're not shifting your weight into the backs of your feet into your heels. Continue to shift, keep weight centered right over your feet. And then as you squeeze the elbows back, ribs stay knitting together. So it's not the rib cage flaring open that pulls the elbows back. It's the shoulder blades squeezing together here. 3 more, row it forward, squeeze it back. 2 more, row forward, squeeze back. Last one, reach it forward, squeeze it back. Now I want you to reach the arms forward, hold it, and flip your palms to face each other. Take a little bend and a stretch, so it's a little punching motion through the arms. Little punch, I'll turn sideways so you can see what I'm talking about. So you bend your arms slightly, and then you punch them forward. You go little punch, little punch, little punch, little punch. You're here for 8, 7. Again, double check you're not leaning back. You're here for 4, 3, 2, bend the arms in half, come to 90 degrees. Start to take little punches up to the ceiling. Go little punch, little punch, little punch. Elbows in line with the armpits. And then wrists are stacked over your elbows here. A little up, little up. At any point, if you need to ditch the weights, feel free to do that, okay? You have 8 more punches, then we'll change it up. Go 8, 7, 6, 5, you're here for 4, 3, 2, stay bent at 90, let the arms open to the side. Extend the arms straight, so palms are facing toward me. From here, pulse the arms up, go up and up and up. So thumbs are up to the ceiling, pinkies are down. Reach the arms as straight as you can. Relax the shoulders. You have 8 more pulses, things will change. Go 8, 7, 6, 5, we're here for 4, 3, 2, squeeze the elbows in towards the side. Spin the palms in to face each other. Now from here, we're gonna hinge the torso forward and we're gonna bend slightly through the knees. So very similar to what you did in your warm-up. Almost like you're coming to a squat, but you don't need to bend that deeply. Lift your elbows as high as you can up behind you. And then from there, extend the arms straight. So we're working the tricep muscles now. From here, keep the arms as straight as you can get them and just pulse them up to the sky 1 inch. Go a little up, little up, little up, little up. As you pulse the arms up, double check that even though you're leaning forward, you're not letting the rib cage flare open. You still have those 3 natural curves to your spine. We're not exaggerating the curve by sticking our butt up to the sky or by rounding it under us. Little up, 8 more, go 8, 7, 6, 5, we're here for 4, 3, Hold the up of the arms, just squeeze the arms in like you're trying to clap them together behind your back. You squeeze the arms in and in and in. Arms as straight as you can get them, in and in. We're almost done with this arm series. Go squeeze and squeeze and squeeze. You have 8 more and we'll take a final hold with the weights in hand. 4 more here, go 4, 3, 2, here's your hold for arm work. Extend the arms as straight as you can get them. Lift the pinky fingers higher and then squeeze the arms in towards each other. Hold right here for 4, relax your shoulders. 3, 2, set your weights down. Amazing work. And we are finishing class with focused thigh work. So I want you to find something you can put a hand on for balance. So a wall, a chair, a couch, a table, anything like that, okay? Find your way over to your stable surface, and we're gonna find a narrow V position with our feet. So what that is we bring our heels together to touch, and we take our toes out about 6 inches from each other. So you have this almost pizza slice shape in your feet, okay? From there, we're gonna lift our heels just slightly off the mat, just hovering them off the mat. Squeeze your heels together and send your knees forward, bringing your hips down. Pause right here. I want you to stay upright in your torso. So my ears over shoulders, shoulders over ribs, ribs over hips, and again, the hips are now stacked over my heels because I've lifted my heels slightly here, okay? Squeeze your heels together and feel how your inner thighs press open slightly to maintain and establish the strength of your knees, okay? So we don't want our knees wobbling in and out here. Just start by squeezing your heels together and holding it. Do it again. Squeeze your heels together and hold it there. We're gonna do that 2 more times. Squeeze your heels together. Last time, squeeze your heels together and stay like that. Now I want you to bring your hips down 1 inch and up 1 inch. Hips go down 1 inch and up 1 inch. So when I say down 1 inch, you find your knees tracking forward over your 2nd and 3rd toe. Now, unlike a squat, your knees are probably going to go past your toes here, and that's totally safe and fine because your heels are lifted. The challenge in this position is that as we get tired, we start to lean forward. It makes it a lot easier on the thighs. Rather than leaning forward, try to keep your spine aligned, nice and long, reaching the crown of the head up to the ceiling. You are going to fatigue in your thighs here, probably pretty quickly. I know that I do, because there's not a lot of workouts that really isolate the quadriceps the way that bars does. And I don't know about you, but I have never found it to get easier. I find thigh work incredibly challenging and incredibly effective. So if you start to get a shaking or a twitching, just know you're not alone. I am with you. And make sure you drink a lot of water when we're done with this class, okay? 2 more times. Hips go down 1 inch, up 1 inch. Last time, go down 1 inch, up 1 inch. Now go down 1 inch and hold it. Squeeze your heels together. And now I just want you to press your thighs open. Little press, little press, little press, little out, little out. So as you squeeze your heels together, I want you to feel your inner thighs engage to press your thighs open and open. And you'll start to feel a little bit more heat into the outer thighs, into the inner thighs, and I get a little bit into my outer glutes as well. In today's class, we're only going to do 2 thigh work series. And so this is your turned out series. You have an external rotation. Your legs are rotating open, right? Our second set of thigh work will be in parallel, so we'll focus much more on the center line of the quadriceps. 8 more presses out with the thighs. Go 8, 7, 6, 5. You're here for 4, 3, 2. Hold it right there. Squeeze your heels together. Sink a little bit lower. Now lift your heart and relax your shoulders. We're just going to hold right here and breathe. We'll get to shake it out before we take the last set of thigh work. So maybe with that information, you try to sink a little lower. You try to squeeze your heels together a little more and press your thighs open. Hold right here. 4, 3, 2. Stand up. You can shake out your legs for a moment. And we are going to come into our final exercise for class, which is parallel thigh work. For parallel thigh work, Feet are gonna be underneath your sitting bones. You're definitely gonna want your stable surface to hold on to, okay? Lift your heels as high as you can get them. Keep your heels lifted high. Bend your knees and send them forward past your toes. Okay, let's set that up one more time. We'll rise all the way up to straight legs. Lift your heels as high as you can. Send your knees forward without leaning forward. Beautiful, I know. Right away you should feel it, okay? From here, keeping your heels lifted really high, we're gonna do that same, down an inch and up an inch. Little down an inch and up an inch. Little down, little up. So just like in your narrow V position, that little pizza slice in the feet, I want you to fight to keep your alignment of your chest lifted and the crown of the head reaching up to the ceiling. You're going to start to feel pretty intensely your quadriceps work here. It is only 3 variations in this position and a final hold for class. Then we're into the final stretch, so you're almost done. 4 more pulses, 4, 3, 2, come down 1 inch and hold it there. Lower your heels down to the floor and lift them up as high as they'll go. It's lower and lift. Now as you lift your heels up, try to keep your upper body still. So it's just the legs that lower and the legs that lift. So a little bit of bonus work for the calves here, right? For the lower leg, for the ankles. But really as you lift the heels, I'm hoping you feel the front of the thighs really fire up and activate. 2 more, lower down. Lift it up. Last time, lower down. Then you're gonna hold your heels lifted high, high, high. Feel your inner thighs squeeze in towards each other. Lift your chest, sink a little bit lower, and now we're gonna finish with a pulse. Just dropping the hips, down an inch, down an inch, down an inch, down an inch. Yes, little down, little down. You have 16 pulses in a final hold for class. 16, 15. Relax your shoulders, relax your face, breathe. 8 more pulses, 8. See, I'm counting. Go 6. Final hold for class in 4, 3, 2. This is your final hold. Inhale. As you exhale, relax the shoulders, send the knees forward and see if you can get just a little bit lower. Final stretch in 4. Get a little bit lower. 3. Yes, you're here for 2. Release the feet, rise up, shake out the legs. Amazing work. And we'll stay here with a hand on our support surface for our stretch. Quadricep stretch to start. Grab the right foot with the right hand. Squeeze inner thighs together. And then really feel your pubic bone pressing forward here as you push back into your hands. You'll get a nice stretch for the right quadricep. Amazing work, you did it. I am so proud of you. Take a big breath in and let it go. One more time, inhale and exhale. Release that foot and we'll switch sides, catching the left foot with the left hand. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Push back into the left hand with your left foot and then press your pubic bone forward. You'll feel a really nice stretch through the front of the left hip. Take a big inhale and let it go. One more time, breathe it in and out. Release your foot, bringing both feet down to the floor. Inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold over both legs. Bending your knees as much as it feels good for you. Tucking your chin toward your chest. And just releasing through the neck, through the shoulders. Inhale here. Exhale. One more time, breathe it in. And out. Bending your knees, slowly lower yourself all the way down to your mat, finding all fours position. We're gonna take a cat-cow. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the heart, lift the sitting bones. And then exhale, round the spine, curling the crown of the head and the pubic bone towards each other. Keep going at your pace. One more time through. Coming to a neutral spine, child's pose, big toes together, knees wide, extend the arms straight and melt your forehead down into the mat. Releasing your hips, releasing your shoulders. Let's take 3 big breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. Again, breathe it in. And out. Last time, inhale. Exhale. Slowly walk yourself up into a seated position, any position that's comfortable in your body. We're going to inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. Exhale, let it go. And that is your class. Fantastic work. I hope that that was really successful for you. I hope you feel challenged, but not too challenged, not too overwhelmed, I should say. I would love your feedback on this class. I love hearing from you. I love hearing what else you would like to see. And I will be back next week, every Monday, with a brand new Barre with Mary class. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, like, comment, all of those wonderful things. And I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day.